The Timberwolves look to take charge here at the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis.
Here we go.
I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. And we've got Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. Last game for the Timberwolves, it was a loss to Phoenix. Back to Gobert. And finished off by Gobert.
Well, that's why you feed Gobert near the rim. He makes the most of those easy opportunities.
So Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves franchise player. GA, how good do you think he can be?
Well, some were ready to anoint him the new face of the league. But if they're to win the franchise's first title, there's another level he's got to reach.
Bailey with a wide open look. The step back jumper is good.
And Bailey has never seen a shot he didn't like. He wants to score as often as possible.
Here's Edwards. Rebounded by Bailey.
Oh, you got to finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
Outside Porter. Stolen by Connect. Here's McDaniels. Missed inside.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, that's one he'd like to have back. Those are the opportunities you have to convert.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
A great transition play there from Bailey. I know coaches love seeing the rookie hustle.
Back to Edwards. Back to Gobert. And finished off by Gobert.
And the slam. If Rudy gets that ball anywhere near the rim, he is going to finish it.
Pass to Porter. Launches a three. Trains it from beyond the arc. Porter's got 5 now.
Well, you can't start the game much better than this. 4 of 5 from the field.
Edwards can't hit. Utah leading by 5. There's Collier. It's blocked. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. Here's Bailey. Pulls it up. Jump shot is good that time. 6 points for him.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the floor.
Well, Bailey has a smooth jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof.
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks so much. The Utah Jazz are going young, but this is a franchise that has a winning history, and that culture is still around. Coach Will Hardy said, the messaging doesn't change. The players have bought into the little things that takes to win. This is a cohesive group that's committed to helping each other. Back to you, Kevin.
Building the right way. Thanks a lot, Allie. Here's Bailey, and the 3 ball is good.
With Bailey's shooting skills, you might want to see more of that from him.
Pass to Edwards. To stop the run. And Edwards with the stuff.
My goodness, that is how you attack a bigger defender.
Jazz leading by 9. There's the drive. Here's Filipowski. Gobert with the block.
Well, you have to be aware of Gobert on the floor. He's got a few Defensive Player of the Year trophies.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. Off target from outside.
Another miss. He is struggling for the quarter.
Pulls up. High post. Again, the Jazz score.
Well, he's just dominating right now. If his teammates are smart, they'll keep getting him the ball.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. They trail by 11. And the foul called on Edwards. That's his first foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Utah leading by 11. Driving inside. Pass to Reddish. Good on the triple.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
It's stolen by Reddish. And Reddish with the slam.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
Yeah, but you can't let up at all. They've got a chance to put this game away early, and they should take it.
That one falls.
And look, Ayton is a big body. So when he sets that well-timed screen, it's not easy to quickly get around it.
They set the pick. Near the three-point line, it's Porter. And Utah again with the bucket.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
Obviously, guys, brilliant coaching, a perfect game plan.
And so it's the Utah Jazz with a sizable lead as the quarter.
27.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Jazz.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And not only that, their elite conditioning evident from the pace they're playing offensively. Boy, they are getting out and running.
Pass to Porter. So, Greg, you played in the league over a decade. What's the toughest thing about being a pro basketball player?
Lots of things. To me, it's just keeping your spot. Every year, there's just so much talent coming in. So holding on to a place on the roster, and that can be as difficult as anything.
And Utah making a change here. Timberwolves trail by 16. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Pass to Shannon. To the wing right side. Reed misses. Bailey with the ball. 11 points in the game. Here's Hendricks. George looking around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To the inside. And stolen by Ayton. To the paint. Shannon. Clark outside. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Picked by Reed. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. And Reed throws it down.
Well, showing off his power. Reed gave the dunk everything he had.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. And Stan, Utah has been all about basketball. Up until last year, the Jazz the only major professional sporting franchise in the state.
Yeah, now they've got hockey, but from the venerated days of Stockton and Malone in the 80s, basketball has become effectively the state sport of Utah.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Timberwolves trail by 16. Here's Tilling. Swing-in.
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. Pass to Reed. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. To the right side. And Ace Bailey picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
So it's Minnesota now. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Connect. No good. Jazz leading by 12. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Bailey. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Now Edwards. 5 points in the game. For 3. Edwards puts in the 3.
Well, you have to be careful with Edwards on the arc because he is completely fearless.
Step back and squared up. 16 points for Ace Bailey.
His strong shooting has really helped them secure this lead.
And now Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Anthony Edwards keeps a tight circle. He said, I've known my whole crew since I was 13, and that's the answer to everything. And the crew includes those voices of wisdom, too. He said, quote, I keep those types of friends around. I'm not the type that always listens, but I'll listen to my elders. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot.
Well, as a scorer, that's where Anderson likes to operate. He has a lot of tricks in there.
Right side, Edwards. 14 feet away. Rebound by Nurkic. Jazz leading by 12. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Resilient drive by Bailey, doing the best he can to just get through the defense.
And Stan, the head coach, Chris Finch, bringing a culture of accountability to this Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Chris Finch challenges every player, Kevin, top to bottom. No sugarcoating Coach Finch's message, but at the same time, getting that buy-in that a coach has to have.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Timberwolves trail by 12. At the elbow, it's Gobert. Stolen by Kessler. .50 seconds left to play here in the half. Pass to Porter. 6 to shoot. And here's Reddish. Shoots over Connect. A shot by Reddish, no good. McDaniels on the wing. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. For 3, Edwards. Gobert in the corner. Now here's DiVincenzo. No scoring in this one. Baseline J on the way. It's hauled in by Michael Porter.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good luck. Just couldn't find the mark.
And so it's Utah enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. We come back right after this. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Jazz leading by 12. Here's the teardrop. Collier, that's good. Collier's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for Utah. A shot by McDaniels, no good.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Here's Porter, and finished off by Porter.
Well, showing off the athleticism. At 6'10", Porter Jr. is a major problem inside.
Here's Edwards. Can't hit from 12. Guys, they have a really solid lead at this point.
Definitely, and they haven't faced much resistance. And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And there's the drive. And Edwards with the stuff.
A spectacular finish from Edwards. Once he started driving, he did not hold back.
Here's Collier. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Here he goes. It's stolen by Reddish. Fast break. Here come the Jazz. Here's Collier. He's got 10. Back to Porter. Shot clock at 6. And finished off by Porter.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
Yeah, they've looked really in sync after the break. Getting the shots they want and converting them.
So Coach Van Gundy, after 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards, his last coming in 2024, do you think Rudy Gobert has a chance at another?
Well, look, Kevin, I think Rudy continues to play at just as high a level defensively. But now as the game has changed, I think we're starting to reward guys with those awards who can not only protect the rim and make it tough on teams, but can go out on the perimeter and guard multiple positions. So I think it'll be tough for him to get a fifth.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fellas.
A serious power move from the point.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring options.
Three-pointer. Out to the wing. Goes back up. And it's Collier missing. So it's Minnesota now. Inside. There's Porter with the 3. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
And Porter Jr. has one of the smoothest looking jump shots in the league.
It's Edwards on the wing. They could use a bucket. He lays it in. Edwards got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Outside, Porter. The shot. Can't get the bucket from 20 feet out. So it's the Timberwolves now. And here's Edwards. 14 points for him. Hendricks pulls it in.
It seemed like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it.
Timeout. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And the Timberwolves call timeout. Both teams changing it up here. 1:44 left in the third. Here's Shannon. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent, it's also about timing. And that's a spot on the floor Bailey can really make his own, especially at that size.
The Timberwolves again can't hit. Pass to Filipowski. Now Bailey. Screen by Nurkic. To the middle. Now Bailey. From outside the arc. Knocks down the 3-ball. Bailey's got 21.
Boy, once Ace Bailey gets it going, good luck slowing him down. He can make just about any shot on any type of defender.
Ayton inside. To halt the run. And the layup is good. Ayton's got his third basket of the night right there.
Well, there's a reason Ayton has a high field goal percentage every year. He typically takes shots he knows he can make.
Rebound, Utah.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Bailey with the ball. He's got 23 from 18 feet away. With 1 on the clock. No good on that one. And so it's Utah with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. From the field, they...
60.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And so it's Minnesota with it. Now Dillingham. For 3, Edwards. That will fall for his 7th bucket. 7 for 15 in this game.
Well, that's now his 3rd triple of the game. First here in this second half.
Anderson outside. Some solid defense from Ayton.
And we talk about the importance of protecting the rim. Right there, outstanding defense.
And really scored most of their points, but he can't score them all, guys. He's going to have to get somebody else to step up.
Now the Timberwolves with it. Left side, Reed. Back to Edwards. Takes it off the glass. Edwards got 11 points here in just the second half.
Well, we've seen this movie before. Edwards is rolling, and his energy right now is infectious.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. The Jazz making a switch here. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Here's Collier. Pass to Filipowski. Down low. Ball's knocked loose. And stolen by Dillingham. Here's Ayton.
Well, you look at Ayton. He gives you strength and length in your rotation. There's still no substitute for size.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Jazz?
Well, the defense hasn't done nearly a good enough job of getting back in transition, and they've taken advantage, racking up fast break points against them.
And you also have to applaud how they've been able to create turnovers and then convert those on the offensive end.
And it's getting late, guys, but all of a sudden they have hope when just a little while ago it looked like hope was lost.
Filipowski.
And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by the Timberwolves.
Drives to the hoop. Hold on!
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this.
Yeah, it'll take time. They need to keep stringing together positive possessions. And defensively, they need stops.
Here's Dillingham. No good off the front iron. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Into the lane. Collier. That's good.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Here's Dillingham. Can't hit from in close. Utah leading by 22. Porter in the corner. Off target from three-point range.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Sinks the three-pointer. Porter's got 12 points here in the second half.
Well, he's been more confident shooting it since the half. Let's see if that trend continues.
And it's Ayton missing. Here's the Jazz with the ball. And now they decide to foul intentionally. And you think about the balance of power between the conferences. How about this, Greg? In the last 26 years, there have only been 3 Eastern Conference teams favored to win the NBA Finals.
2011 Heat, the 2013 Heat, and then the 2024 Boston Celtics. So for those arguing for top 16 seeding in the playoffs, this might be your go-to stat.
To McDaniels. Back to DiVincenzo. It's stolen by Bailey. And he drives in. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Greg, when you're dealing with this Timberwolves team fairly deep with size up front,
that can wear you down over the course of a game, and especially in a playoff series, a real strength of this team.
Over in the corner, Edwards. Over Bailey. Edwards can't hit. Driving the lane. And finished off by Bailey.
And you got to clog up the lanes to the rim, or else the young legs of Bailey will take over.
For 3, Edwards. Rebounded by the Jazz.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Jazz.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Ace Bailey.
Well, bottom line, he was just unstoppable at times. Not much you can do when he's playing with that kind of confidence.
Here's the 3. Edwards with another miss. Knocked away. And here are the Jazz now. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
Yeah, and winning games on the road is huge, especially when you get them in such a convincing fashion.
Here's Collier. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. A resounding victory for them. And